in fine position. This is what Flash especially likes to do. Reality coming here for another harassment. There is a turret here this time to at least do some damage to the dropship. Let's see what is actually in the dropship. Flash attacking and breaking out in the front here. I think he's going to be able to break through. Reality with some vultures in there, causing all sorts of splash damage to the tanks. Flash trying to get position over that 6 o'clock base. Again, Flash with forces in position to intercept this drop coming from Reality. Reality pushing forward with his forces now, trying to break Flash's push. Not quite succeeding, but he's hold the line at least. Reality's dropship going down. His harass, again, not the most effective. It was reasonably good. Reality definitely needs to hold this 6 o'clock. He cannot lose that. If he loses that, he's going to be right back to where he started, even with Flash economically. Now, Reality putting down his 4th base, keeping 1 base ahead of Flash this entire game. Good for him. But Flash, has excellent sense of how to use his units, where to attack. Let's see whether Flash can effect some sort of breakthrough here and seize control over the 6 o'clock base. As I said, I didn't know why exactly Reality put down expansion there. I suspect it is so that he has an easier time both containing Flash and defending it. But it is a danger. If he loses his defenses there, he will have lost the base, and there's no real way to withdraw the SCVs. Whereas if Reality put down a base at, like, for instance, the 11 o'clock, it would be absolutely safe. Flash breaking out in the north here. Reality's forces forced to pull back. Flash trying to set up. We'll see whether he goes for some sort of flank attack or whether he's going to try to use this army to attack one of Reality's expansions. I don't think it's going to be very successful in attacking an expansion. Looks like Flash is just sieging up and trying to take some territory for himself. Reality might decide to counterattack with his large vulture force. His economic advantage really telling for him now. Reality being a bit hesitant. You can see him marshaling his troops around in the middle there, but not really choosing to do too much with them. Now I think maybe he's going to try to break through into south. Okay, so it looks like he's massing up tanks and vultures for a massive push here in the south, and I'm not sure whether Flash has enough to defend. Reality deciding to go for attack. Flash does have a reasonable number of tanks. Terran is most effective on defense. Still, all these vultures coming. There's not enough tanks to deal with the vultures. I think Reality is going to be able to break through here. The vultures critically defeating Flash's forces, and Flash's tanks have all gone down. Reality still has a dozen tanks. It looks like Flash in deep trouble here. He needs to somehow hold the line. If he cannot hold the line, he is going to lose outright at this point. Just barely Flash stopped the push. 4 tanks against a dozen. If Reality unsieges and just pushes ahead, he can break through. Looks like he now might be trying to break through in the middle here. In the middle, and maybe try to break through towards the 3 o'clock base. No, Reality is choosing not to press his advantage. He has a strong military advantage on the ground. He has Raves in the air. I mean, really, he needs to deliver the knockout blow, I think, at this time. He's up 1 base on Flash. It is still dangerous, though, to let Flash survive in this game without achieving a decisive blow. If Reality can win here, it is likely that Flash has not played adversary in his practice matches for some time. If Reality can win here, he's gonna have a well-deserved victory over Flash. It was a bit of a build order victory. His early bunker rush really paying off in spades for him. And it was an all-in rush at that. It was designed not to kill Flash, but to cripple. Still, Flash... Reality being quite cautious. He's got a huge army now in the middle. He hasn't really decided what to do with it. I think the longer he delays, the more difficult the situation might be. Now Reality decided to use his entire army to break through into south. It looks like he will suffer serious casualties, but I think will have no problem breaking through Flash's defense, at least for now. His tanks are all clumped up, though. Flash with tier defenses, it looks like, managing to halt Reality's push again. For now, Flash with very few tanks left, just a thin line of defense. If Reality unsieges his forces, he can break through right now. And I don't know why he is not. There's 2 tanks looking at something like a dozen, or possibly more. Flash does have other armies around the map. He's putting down 2 expansions at the same time. Reality, this is your chance. If you can unsiege your tanks and break through to the natural, you will win this game. Reality is not doing that. Oh, Reality, why? Yeah, you were so close there. You cannot allow Flash to set up 2 more bases. At that point, I think Reality is going to be the one in trouble. Flash, with an air force of his own, he's got Valkyries and Raves. to counter Reality's few Raves there. He also has Goliath sprinkled around his armies, so I don't think these 4 Raves are going to be able to cause too much damage. And Reality looks like he's massing up forces again for another breakthrough in the south. He needs to break through now. He has like a minute left to achieve this breakthrough. If he cannot do so, I fear that the initiative will have permanently slipped away from his hand. He is using these Raves to good effect, picking off some SCVs at the 1 o'clock position. Flash with his Air Force going to go deal with it. Nice little harass there by Reality. Reality is looking off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases, it looks like. He's trying to break through now in the middle. Flash does not seem to have too many forces there. He only has a few tanks and engineering made to blockade. Reality is going to affect the breakthrough for now. But Flash with tier defense, again, I think he's going to be able to halt Reality's push. Reality needs a push all the way to the 3 o'clock and bisect Flash's army there. But I don't think Reality is the sort of decisive player. He seems to be playing way too cautiously this game. Flash, again, with just barely enough forces holding off Reality's strong push. The longer this goes on, the less, I think, of advantage Reality will have. The more Flash's strategic genius is going to be able to tell here. Okay, Reality might be trying to break through again in the south. He's finally unsieged all his tanks for an attack. This is his chance. He needs to effect a decisive breakthrough here. He has too many tanks for Flash to stop. Flash, again, with very good tier defenses. He's got his Wraiths now picking away at the tanks, and Reality not critically not able to break through. He's finally brought 2 Goliaths over, and probably will be able to clean up this Air Force, at least force it back, rather. Flash needs to pull his Wraiths back, little sense in losing them to Goliaths like that. Flash just barely holding his defenses. Reality, again, with at least a 3 or 4 to 1 numeric superiority in tanks there in the south. Flash does have some more armies in the north that he hasn't quite utilized yet. But Flash does have the supply line advantage at this point. I think he's going to be able to build enough tanks to hold, especially with that high ground Reality. Now breaking through again in the middle. Looks like he might be able to do it. Flash, though, with a second force of tanks coming in from the north, and Reality not able to break through. Absolutely exciting game. This is what I mean. Flash, when you put him on the back foot, he shines through. He doesn't fold in like a house of cards. No, Flash is the inner champion himself. Showing here and just holding his defenses, just critically holding. Reality still is 1 base over Flash, it looks like. 5 mining bases to Flash's 4. So at least he's kept himself ahead, and he's put down another expansion. Flash constantly on defense this game, but Reality failing to achieve the breakthrough that he needs to. And any other Terran surely would be finished long before now, but Flash just with brilliant tier defenses. Now Reality with tons of dropships. This might be his chance to deliver the knockout blow. He needs to be careful, though. If that dropship force gets intercepted by Flash's Air Force, it's going to be an absolute disaster for Reality. Flash still holding back, still defending as best he can. Reality seizing control, looks like, of every expansion left on the map, and perhaps Flash just not quite able to achieve any sort of attack this game. It looks like Reality is going to be able to claim victory, I feel, at this point. After all, he's got 5 dropship loaded worth of units. He's going to be able to take out this expansion at the 1 o'clock position, and Flash has no response. He does not have dropships of his own to counter drop, and if he denies these 2 mining bases and mines up with the rest of his base and starts mining from all these new expansions, he is going to take a decisive lead. Flash deciding this is his chance to try to effect some sort of breakthrough attack in the middle. I fear, though, that Reality's economic advantage is such that it will be impossible for Flash to actually win. Reality with all sorts of dropships and units. Big battle here in the middle, but I think Flash is going to lose. Nevertheless, very impressive defense by Flash. This attack is not going to achieve much, unfortunately. I think Flash would have probably been better off trying to save his base up here. Then again, it's difficult to save the base with tanks like that. Or maybe he should have tried breaking through somewhere else. I think the middle, not exactly the best position to attack. I would probably attack in the south there. And now Reality, with his massive tank force loaded up into dropship, he's probably going to drop over the main and finish Flash off. This would be the knockout blow, finally. So Flash not quite able to come back in this game despite his early deficit. Reality taking a well-deserved victory. It seemed like he still really just Flash still holding out in his base with the tanks he built in his factory. I thought this might be a knockout blow, but apparently not. Flash with Wraiths coming in to clean this up. But Reality's economic advantage is overwhelming at this point. He's just going to be able to constantly send forces at Flash. If Flash somehow pulls out a victory at this point, only Flash would be able to... And if these Wraiths intercept the dropships, this could be exactly what he needs to pull out the victory. Unfortunately, the Wraiths not getting to the dropships in time. Flash harassing with a few vultures at Reality's bases. Some vultures getting surrounded, but Reality with forces all over Flash's expansion at the 3 o'clock, and Flash, that really is his only mining base. His natural is probably almost empty now. Flash trying to counterattack with what forces he has. Considering how few units he employs to do the harass, these blue vultures killed all the SCVs. Looks like it's natural to 11 o'clock, and he can send them to attack the base at the 11 o'clock too. But Flash, it looks like trying to push through at the 9 o'clock, not going to work. Too many units from Reality, defeating Flash's counterattack here. And I fear with this, Flash has likely lost the game. He probably would have been better off sending some vultures to do harass. That seems to work well against Reality. Flash somehow not dead yet. I thought he would have lost this game. He's really down to 1 mining basis. His natural is empty. Doing his best to hold things off. But these dropships coming in for Reality is going to finish Flash off finally, I feel, because once this base is denied, Flash is not going to have any mining. Flash choosing to counterattack, it seems, at the 6 o'clock, or counterattacking with what he has, but it doesn't really matter. Reality should take a victory at this point. I think Flash is just through his sheer genius. He's held out forever. GG finally coming from Flash. Good game by Reality. Against any other Terran, surely this game would have been finished long ago. But Flash, almost at certain points, looking like he might be able to come back. Just unfortunately not quite able to do it going on to set 3.
보안이 벙벙하게 만들어줬습니다. 초반부터 시작해서 전반적으로 이영환 공래도 거기에 대한 그 빠른 승부를 대응할 수 있을 만한 움직임들이 있었어요.
그렇죠. 저도 제가 중계를 하면서 이영호 선수가 이렇게 쫓아가는 경기를 펼친 적이 있나 싶을 정도로 김기현 선수가 이영호를 상대로